Hey everybody, it's Attorney Kenneth Stevens from law firm Stevens Reed and Armstrong PLLC, and I wanted to share with you all what I've been seeing as far as litigation goes during the COVID-19 pandemic, and how it's impacting litigation and arbitrations that I've been a part of, or that my colleagues have been a part of as we've kind of communicated about things that are going on. One particular thing that we're seeing is that there is now starting to be a push to try and move things forward despite what's going on. So initially, when COVID-19 first hit, everything was just kind of froze. Everything was on pause. Technologically, people were trying to figure out, okay, is there a workaround? How can we do this? And then you start seeing judges and some creative, arbitrators and mediators start using technology to their advantage. And at first, it was heavily resisted, by some lawyers that wanted to do things the way that they had always been done. So they just thought maybe we'll just wait it out. But then I think as things kind of dragged on a little bit, folks started to realize that this may be the new normal for a while, whether you agree or disagree with it. And so it's time to adjust. And so you started seeing judges do a lot more Zoom hearings, even bench trials in some counties were being conducted by Zoom, which is very interesting. And so you also started to see depositions and things like that happen electronically. And so you started seeing cases started to kind of move a little bit, started to flow again. But I think overwhelmingly, things are still a little bit slowed down. Probably a lot slowed down, if I'm being honest. I know that, there's still a number of lawyers that just, for one reason or another, do not like doing things electronically with regard to questioning witnesses. So the prospect of taking a witness's deposition by video, when if they waited a little while, they could cross-examine that person in question or take that deposition in person. I think that a lot of good trial lawyers rather wait, just because you kind of lose some of that, I guess that and for lack of a better word, I guess that contentiousness, or not contentious, maybe combativeness, or you're not able to really confront that witness. Something is lost sometimes, and I guess it's arguable, but electronically it's not the same as being right there in that witness's face. The other thing that's going to be very interesting, and hopefully it doesn't come to this, and hopefully this thing is over soon, but jury trials. I don't know how it works. I just don't know how that would work. So, if a case is set for a jury trial, this is probably a good opportunity to just kind of look at the case and go, evaluate it, maybe do some additional workup, investigate some different things. I've seen during this time some lawyers take some pretty creative approaches to their cases, plead some things that maybe that wouldn't have been pled, but they've been able to be more creative in investigating their cases and looking at witnesses and things of that nature, because now they have a little more time to focus and dive into those cases. Alternative theories of liability that they maybe otherwise would not have considered, they are considering now. Another thing that I've noticed is attorneys are a lot more flexible with one another. Generally speaking, we have kind of always, most of us have kind of had this kind of collegial relationship with one another, understanding that we're all members of the bar and we, extend each other certain professional courtesies within bounds of reason and, our duties to our clients. But during this period, I feel like, attorneys are a little more understanding. Everybody's working from home. That comes with its challenges. You probably just heard my daughter crying in the background. There's just a lot going on. People have certain things going on with their family members. You don't know who's got work, who's out of work, how it's impacting them. And so I think that overall, there has been just a little bit more understanding. And so as a client, if you are in the middle of litigation and things seem like they're being extended, or they're being slowed down, or an extension or something is being given, please be patient with your attorney, because you just never know when you or your attorney may need that same professional courtesy. I think it's important that we realize that lawyers are human. We're dealing with this pandemic the same way everybody else is. So these are just some of the things that I've noticed. particularly with litigation and with arbitrations. I think everybody's trying to push them forward, but everybody's trying to be reasonable under the circumstances. Anyway, I hope that this is helpful. Something to consider as you get ready to file a new claim, or if you're in the middle of a claim. You all feel free to share it. And as always, happy building and good luck. Stay well. Thanks for watching. Question of the day: am I wearing sweatpants or slacks? The frumpy shirt should give it away. Let me know in the comments. Take a guess.
Intervals.